like what can I as a tall guy learn from modest men and the modest man?
So be more handsome. No, I'm just kidding.
There's one. Have great volume in your hair.
Yeah. So I would say, first of all, a lot of the same stuff applies. It's all about fit, understand how clothes fit. And that's, just because you're tall, you could be a bodybuilder, you could be really thin, you could be a bigger guy. So it's not just the height, it's your shape too. And it's also about your goals. Like if you're tall and you love looking tall, which I think a lot of guys do, then, wear darker colors and wear low contrast outfits and do all the same stuff that I recommend a lot of shorter guys do to kind of maximize their, their height and their, how lean they look. But if you're really tall and, maybe you feel like you stand out, you kind of want to play down your height a little bit, you can use like color and contrast to do that. So like if you're a taller guy, you can wear color blocking, which I don't like doing as a shorter guy. You can wear bigger patterns. You can wear high contrast outfits where it's a light top and a dark bottom. So I think you actually have a lot more options as a taller guy to play with color and contrast.
I want to feel like there's a difference between facial hair with short versus tall. Like maybe the beard can help you look more full as a short guy, but as a tall guy, maybe it wouldn't really be the same. I don't know. I haven't really come to a conclusion on that, but I feel odd when I have facial hair. But I know other guys that have like the big long beards. I feel that usually only happens with a really tall guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's more about the shape of your face, But one interesting thing is, and you probably never realize this about yourself, but if you're 6'4" versus 5'6", like the way people see you is different. And so when you look in the mirror, that's not how most people see you. Most people are looking up at you or down at you. So, it's not something to stress about, but it's just kind of one of those little interesting things to consider. So
if you're tall, trim your nose hairs. And if
definitely
you're short,
trim your nose hairs,
trim your ear hairs.
Yeah.
Because everybody's down there, they can see it.
Yeah.
But that's a really good point, because I still feel like I grew a foot in like 18 months when I was in high school, and I still feel like a short guy. And it feels weird. Like if I come across a guy that's 6'4", I feel short because that's rare.
Yeah.
But I'm so used to seeing people from my own perspective. That's a great point.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's funny because like no one's ever seen up my nose ever. Like I don't even know what's up there. But if you're a tall guy, like you might want to check that every now and then.
That's good. Yeah. What about like shoe? Do you think there's a shoe style that's better for a short guy or a tall guy? Like I can get away with, because I have big feet, I can get away with I think like longer looking shoes, but I don't think you really want that as a short guy, right? You don't want short stubby shoes, but I guess like you want a more fuller looking shoe as a short guy to really not bring attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of influenced by the size of your feet, which again is like maybe loosely correlated with height, but not really. So I've had shorter guys reach out and say, I'm 5'5", I wear a size 11, and I feel like I'm wearing clown shoes. Like, how do I deal with this? And it's like, you can't really. Like, you have to wear shoes that are your size. I think you can look for silhouettes that are more flattering. Like, for example, something like the Common Project's Achilles Low versus the Stan Smith. Like it's a much more like sleek, streamlined look, or even like an Italian dress shoe versus like a more traditional like an Allen Edmonds style. But again, like you want to be comfortable. I think that's the first priority. And I think when you look down at your feet, like you're not seeing it the same way other people do. And so if you feel like maybe your shoes are too big and blocky, probably no one else notices, so I wouldn't stress about it.
When I was small and young, I used to wear skate shoes like the Etnies, which were like huge, and I remember people would call them boats, and I was like, my feet aren't that big, but because they're so full around your foot, they make your feet look way bigger. Right. It draws attention to them. It's like, do you want to draw people's attention to your face, which could be facial hair, or do you want to draw them to your feet, which is by having giant shoes?
Yeah, that's very true. And one thing you can do, like regardless of the size or shape of your shoes, think about the color. So if you're wearing like black jeans and you don't want people to look at your feet, wear charcoal like suede shoes, or black shoes. Don't wear white sneakers, because that's gonna like really draw the eye with all that contrast. So you can definitely kind of minimize or maximize the attention drawn to your shoes with the color and the contrast.
So what you're saying is some of my favorite shirts, which are those color block shirts, like I'm good to wear those as a tall guy.
You're fine, yeah. I can't, like a rugby shirt, I wish I could, but it just doesn't do it for me.
That's great. Well, thanks everybody. Check out The Modest Man. I'll link to it below. You should already know Brock. We'll put the podcast below too.
Yeah.
We talk every week to other creators, and thanks for helping me out.
Yeah, thanks guys.
I'm just looking at Brock's grays here. Look at
Silver. Yeah.
silvers. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so distinguished.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah. Look, Brock's a good-looking dude. I'm making you blush.
Yeah, I got some on this side too. I think you can see like every time something stressful happens, when it's like a new one pops out.
Oh, how many of these are from Alan?
Yeah,
No, okay.